Do we think that Robyn loved Kody more than the other wives did? We always talk about the fact that Kody had a preference for Robyn. I don't buy this whole I never loved anybody else thing. I think that that's something he's saying in retrospect to justify the way he treated these other women, because he's repeatedly said, the only thing I've ever done wrong is not love them, as much as they wanted, or something like that. And that's his justification to the wives and to his children. And I think a lot of that is like, he feels like, well, if I never actually love them, then no one can hold me accountable. What I think happened was, I do think that he has a great deal more affection for Robyn, and maybe hornier for her than he was for the other wives. But I do believe he loved the other wives. And I think we've watched over the course of the show him slowly fall more and more out of love with them. Not as much with Janelle as he would like us to believe. I think that he still will not admit how much he's fallen out of love with Janelle. But all that being said, we seldom discuss Robyn's feelings for Kody. And I believe two things to be true. I don't think Robyn loves Kody as much as Kody loves Robyn. And I don't think Robyn even loved him more than any of the other wives did. I think all the other wives had a great deal of commitment to him and affection and love for him. And I don't think Robyn necessarily loved him more. And in fact, there's a lot of proof that the other women, I don't know if I'd call it love, but they're sure more protective of him. When they were married to him, it was very rare for them to say anything negative about Kody other than in the heat of the moment. And it was always prefaced with this, you don't understand how hard it is for Kody. You don't understand how difficult his life is. On and on and on. Robyn, on the other hand, many times this season has talked about the fact that she didn't think Kody worked hard enough to keep the other wives. He should have done more for his kids. He should have done more for that. Doesn't matter that she stood in the way of all that stuff. That's all Kody's fault. And she's happy to throw him under the bus, left, right, and forwards. I don't think anyone has said nearly as much to him as Robyn has said. And in fact, I was rewatching season 10, leading up to Ariela's birth. They have a whole section where Robyn talks about how annoying Kody is and how she's been annoyed at him the whole pregnancy, and how Kody even says, we've been really disconnected emotionally this whole pregnancy. This whole thing has been pretty awful. And then they show all the different times that she was grousing at him. I don't remember anybody else getting that, at least until they left. And so I'm starting to wonder, is it possible that Robyn even loves him less than the other wives did? The only reason, it was incredibly difficult for all of them. Mary hung on for like practically a decade after Kody had kind of kicked her to the curb. Janelle had years and years. Her kids were saying even back in Vegas that they didn't like how Dad was treating her, and she said she was fine. And then he started really getting up on the boys and wanting her to kick out the dogs, the boys, everyone. And I think she just slowly was sort of like, I've made this commitment, but and when she didn't need to make the commitment anymore, she was out of there. I think Christine, in many ways, had the hardest time with him because she loved him so desperately. And he just abandoned her. And then she went and she did Isabel's surgery, and she figured out she could do it without him. She didn't have to stay with him, and she didn't anymore. But Robyn, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Robyn loved him more than the other wives did? Or do you think maybe she loves him less?